Welcome to United Shades of Gray, Conversations of Race in America on WSGW. Now, here is your host, Kareem Bowen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of United Shades of Gray, Conversations of Race in America. In the studio today with all of the guys, well, both of the guys, not all of them, but we have in the studio with me, my main man, my sidekick, my partner, the co-host, Mark Bassett. What's good, Mark?
Hey, now it's going well. Maybe you should call me the White Shadow. And back to the good old show from the 70s, I think it was.
The basketball show.
The basketball
show.
Yeah.
I'm not too young to remember the White Shadow. I remember that show. Hey, now, the White Shadow. All right. We also have with us our producer, John B. in the place to be. What's good, John?
Hello, hello.
Okay. I was just trying to look, I've been doing some skincare regimen and I wasn't sure if I was sweaty or if I was just looking dour misty.
You're not ashy.
I'm not ashy. That is for sure. That is definitely for sure. Today, we're going to have, Mark is alluding to the conversation that we're going to have today. We're going to have a little fun today. We're going to talk about the Great American Cultural Exchange. And we're going to have a little game. We're going to talk about these issues, these differences that are, I think quite funny and humorous at times. And so I just was interested in sharing this conversation, and you guys feel free, if you're out there watching via our social media platforms, throw some answers or some comments in the stream as we have this conversation.
We should have had some of our Hispanic friends and Asian friends on this show as well. If we could have do it again in the future, get the full gamut.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That would be too funny.
It would be.
That would be too funny.
Yeah.
But we're here tuned in here at WSGW 100.5 FM, 790 AM. Also goes in as a simulcast. And you can catch this show at which times?
Oh, you're asking me.
Yes.
You're listening at 6 a.m. on a Saturday or 7 p.m. on a Sunday.
All right. All of those top commercial times. I mean, you're going to be tuned in, getting up bright and early to listen to this show and get into the banter. I'm excited.
Or anytime in podcast form.
Yep. It's 24/7.
And you can get this anywhere you consume. You actually just downloaded it, I think, on Apple Music, which is pretty cool. So I said, now that you get in my car,
You can get it on Apple Music?
Yeah, it's on there. So it's on there. So
God.
download it.
Yeah.
So all of those places that you consume content, it is out there floating in the digital atmosphere. But we certainly are excited to be with you today. We were teasing Mark when we first came in. When he wasn't here, of course, Jonathan and I said he's out there doing rich white man things. He is here now. And Mark, I need you to share with us what are the findings that we've come up with. What's happening in your world?
Yeah. So, we went down to Florida last week, Wednesday to Wednesday, for two reasons, really. First, to celebrate our 41st wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, August 4th, 41 years together.
And that's a whole generation.
It is a whole generation. And then also to look for a condo to rent for this coming winter. We're going to try South Florida along
Oh my
the
God,
Atlantic
I got to have a
coast.
condo on the beach. I just can't bear a Michigan weather.
Yeah, I can't.
What do you
bear
think, Thurston?
Lovey we need a Lovey in here along with Thurston Howell. And we found a place on Singer Island, which is north of Palm Beach. So we're going to try South Florida along the Atlantic coast instead of Southern California this winter.
Okay,
Yeah.
should be interesting. I actually, you know what? It's funny because I always say that I like the water in the Gulf Coast. However, my favorite beach is on the Atlantic coast. I love Cocoa Beach.
I know you've told me.
Yeah,
I like to. I'm not a big fan of the Gulf Coast because it's just too flat.
true.
Yeah,
Sure.
And I want a little bit of action. I'm a little worried about Florida because the waves aren't as interesting or exciting as Southern California.
Now you get to be under all of the leadership of those great governors down there.
Yeah. Well, I'm a visitor, so.
All right, so we're going to get into the depth of our conversation on today, which is really, it's going to be a lot of banter, but it should be a lot of fun. I was sitting there, I was like, let's have Mark and I and Jonathan, we have these conversations off air that never really make their way to the air. Sometimes they do, pieces of them do. So I wanted us to talk a little bit about the Great American Exchange, okay, the American Culture Exchange. And so today we're going to see how culturally competent you are on today. So this is the way this little game is going to go. We are going to go to this magical place. That's me transporting us to this magical place. All right. And in this place, each of us are going to take on the role as the cultural director. If you are an African American, a Black, Hispanic, whatever it is that you want to be, if you are that, you're going to shift over and you're going to be introduced into the white American culture. And we're going to talk about what would be culturally competent for those directors to share with you, and things that are important or things that maybe you need to know that maybe you aren't operating in. So we want to just kind of share some of those cultural differences and have some fun. So I am going to be the cultural director of competency for white America as they get invited to the cookout. And Jonathan and Mark are going to be our cultural competency directors when me as a Black man enter into white America. Me, Black man, you white man. But that is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna
Let's start by doing not that.
Yeah. I think that might have been offensive to a few people.
No. I didn't assign any racial.
Let me just start with, in white America, if you did that, people's jaws would hit the table.
Everybody take a deep breath. You might be a little offended. Relax, relate, and release. Okay, we're gonna have some fun. Don't take everything so serious in this particular moment. This is a group of friends who are allowing ourselves to put our guards down to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
have a little fun. All right, so we have the rules. Everyone understand what we're doing here? All right, so we will call this game the Great American Cultural Exchange, okay? It's an official guide to cultural competency, and we will discuss the details of chapters that include food, and what do you do for customs and likes and dislikes, personal care, all of those great things. And I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation, okay? So we're going to start with food for the white American going to the Black family cookout, all right?
White America going to, and I don't know, other than your churches, you've invited me to your church for a few.
I've never invited you to a cookout.
No, never. I kind of consider that a cookout, but it's not really a cookout. So
Mark said he considers our family dinners after church a cookout.
It's not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah.
I gotta teach you a couple steps, get you a 3-step, get you a hustle landmark.
Okay.
And then you can get invited to the cookout. Okay.
All right.
But so we're gonna talk about the potluck survival guide.
First Wait of all, I didn't think Black America did potluck.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
All right. Okay.
First of all, for those of you out there, and it's funny because for the few years that I worked with the state government, I promise you, they had potlucks every single day. And they'd be like, Kareem, what are you inviting to a potluck? Where do you bring it to the potluck? And I'd be like, what is a potluck? We don't do potlucks. And then when we got there, I saw all the food. It was like, ooh, looks so good. And there was one other Black lady that was in the office with me. And she looked, her name was Ladine. And she looked at me and was like, and she was letting me know not to eat a particular lady's food because she had a number of cats.
Oh, okay.
She had 9 cats, like 15 dogs,
the
and
crazy
some
cat
other
lady.
things. The crazy cat lady.
Yep.
And so it was kind of funny, but Ladine was just giving me that. She goes, and so I knew what it meant, and so I understood why. In that moment, growing up, we never had potlucks. We never went to potlucks. We would have a family get together and everybody pass a dish, but we never did potlucks.
Well, wait a minute, isn't that the same as a potluck? So if you had a family gathering,
no, that's family. That's cooking.
Okay.
A potluck is when people from all these different houses.
Okay, got it.
But technically, everyone who comes to a family gathering has all been taught by the same matriarch on how to cook the dish, what to do, and we're going to talk about some of those things.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
So if you're going to have a multi-family party or a party for people from different families, does the host provide all the food then, or
no? Everybody gonna cook. Okay, let me give you an example.
Right.
Okay, we just passed the 4th of July. So all you that are out there, we just had the 4th of July, and on most 4th of July holidays like that, we have a cookout. We about to have a cookout meal. Mm-hmm. You know, get the grill out. Let's get it going. And so what we do is when you go to a cookout, you are assigned a dish.
You're assigned a dish.
You are assigned a dish. You don't come up and be like, hey, I'm going to make some potato casserole string beans. It's not happening.
Okay.
You get assigned a dish. Ask me how you get assigned that dish.
by your competency on that dish.
Bam, you
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
If you can't make baked beans, you are not
You're
bringing
not-
baked beans to the
okay,
table.
Got it.
So we have individuals. This is the macaroni and cheese maker. This is the person who's making the dressing. This is the person who cooks the greens. Now you can get a start. You could actually make your meals for the rest of the year because you are going to be cooking the same thing every time the family gets
you
together
get invited.
for a
You're
cookout.
the green bean lady.
There is no creativity.
Okay.
All creative dishes go on the kids' table.
What do you mean by a creative dish?
Oh,
What does
you
that
know
mean?
exactly what he means by a creative dish. He knows what he's talking about.
What do you mean by a creative dish?
When Aunt Kathy shows up with the, oh, I just thought I'd try making something new today.
Or Aunt Jerry and Aunt Pat can make the macaroni and cheese, right?
Yeah.
So Aunt Stacy's not saying, oh, I made some macaroni and cheese. Okay, put it on the kids' table.
So there's a different table for the kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
That is a
wow.
part of the Black family dinner table.
Okay.
You didn't have a kids' table?
Well, we do, but it's not. It doesn't have a different set of food.
Oh.
It's the same. They're all eating from the same food.
Okay, yeah, but they have things that are specifically for kids.
Okay, got
and
it.
usually the things that aren't gonna make the adult table can
Okay.
make the kids
All right.
table.
Okay.
Okay, so Aunt Kathy's peach kimchi pie or whatever.
Does anyone get offended then?
We don't care.
Okay.
That's the other
All right.
thing that white
All right.
America has to
We don't want to
understand.
offend anybody.
When it comes to dinner in the Black, we don't care if you're
Yeah.
offended. Take your dish. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you and your family can go home and have that for your own meal.
Yeah.
But if you're bringing it here, stick to your assigned meal. So that's
so
what
it probably wouldn't be a good idea for the Hispanics to bring flan to a Black picnic.
they can bring it, but they go take it home.
Take it home.
That's so bad.
These are the rules of the game.
Okay,
If you
got
are
it.
going to be culturally competent, I need to
Yeah,
make sure you
yeah.
understand this.
Yeah.
You can bring whatever you want, but nobody's going to eat it, and we will suggest that
Right.
you take
Take
that
it
home.
Yeah.
We will very strongly
Because
suggest, urge you.
a
in
lot of
fact.
times, if you bring something and people, can I broach over into the white picnic now, or
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we can turn the corner. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
No, I was just going to say in that case, a lot of times people, if you brought something and there's still some left, you tell the host, "Oh, why don't you keep it for your family?"
Oh no,
Yeah.
you go ahead and take your casserole dish and you take that back home with you. We're not gonna eat it.
Okay.
So honesty is another part of the Black family experience.
All right.
Okay, so no, we're not gonna eat it and be like, oh, don't tell it. No,
Yeah.
girl, you shouldn't have did this. Don't
Yeah.
do this again. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Mark.
No,
All right, so
it.
we're at the cookout.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go to the picnic or the
Okay.
grill out. What do you
Okay.
call it? What do white folks call it? A picnic, right? Or
Picnic,
grilling out.
Yeah, grill
Barbecue.
out. We're gonna have a
y'all call
barbecue.
it barbecue.
Barbecue.
Okay.
We don't. We improperly call it a barbecue when all there are hot dogs
Dogs,
and hamburgers. Yeah.
I'll do chicken.
We're the
I'll
pork
do-
ribs and
yeah.
the beef ribs.
That's too messy.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, if I'm doing a cookout or a grill out or whatever, it's typically the meats are going to be hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken breast, sausage. If it's just adults and it's not too big, I might get steaks or lamb chops as well. So
Oh, you having a smorgasbord of meats here, Mark. No, you got ribs. You might get a brisket. You got to get some Polish sausages. See,
do they
that's
have
where y'all mess up.
smokers? Do they do?
Yeah, we do smokers, but
Okay.
this is where white America. You never get the Polish sausage. Y'all do brats, but you got to get the
No, I get Polish sausage.
hot Polish sausage.
Oh, I like hot sausage.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you get the hot sauce,
Yeah.
that's why I told you, Mark.
Yeah.
You might get an invitation to
Invitation.
some of
All right.
these cookouts.
Mary makes a great baked beans and corn pudding, by the way.
Remember what I told y'all about them dishes? Mary, that's okay. You can take that one home. I'm sure your family's gonna love it. What was in this?
But there's baked beans. She makes a great baked beans.
No, now she does. I've had her baked beans.
Yeah.
She makes good baked beans.
Corn pudding, which is she probably made that at the cookout you were at as well. It's like a corn souffle almost.
My mom makes something like that.
These are the creative
That's
dishes.
a creative dish. It's quite. She gets tons of compliments from white America on that. Kareem.
I'm sure she does because Black America ain't eating it.
You're gonna have to taste it when we have you over again. You're gonna have to try it.
Our friendship doesn't rest on this, right? Corn pudding.
If you
Now,
don't like it, it's more for me
so
because
have you
I
had,
love it.
So
It's
Black
not really
folks-
pudding. It's literally it's corn. Like you take a can of sweet corn,
Yeah.
creamy sweet corn. It's milk, eggs, and flour.
And you eat that together?
Well, it's almost like a quiche. It's not as tough as a quiche.
It's like cornbread with
Mark,
extra corn.
You're
Yeah.
getting closer to the closer to the cliff, because I'm getting further and further from this corn pudding. Okay, so now this is the other thing that I need y'all to understand.
Yeah.
In the Black community, this is, and we try to stop this, but it is just a part of how we operate. You have to be prepared for people to ask this very important question. Who brought this?
Because that person has a reputation as
no,
good.
You have, remember I told you, people have their lanes. If you are the baked beans person, you cook the baked beans. If you are the mac and cheese, cook the mac and cheese. If you don't cook and your thing is brownies and cook, do not get inspired to cook during a family gathering, because your feelings will get hurt.
Okay.
And nobody's going to care. And we're going to ask the question when
it doesn't taste well.
This is before.
Oh, before.
Because we're not getting it if we don't know who cooked it. So you will have them, okay. And they may not say who cooked this. Some people may, some of the younger people, but the adults would definitely look like, who cooked this? Like, who cooked this? So because you got to find out who's cooking. And so that is something, and my mother always say, that is so rude. You shouldn't ask that question. But it is a question that is often asked. Black folks do not eat at potlucks, and we have to know who cooked what. Now, another thing that we say, and this is something you've heard me say before, Mark, is that raisins do not belong in potato salad.
I agree with that 100%. I've never seen a raisin in a potato salad.
I have.
Okay. I don't like raisins.
And green bean casserole is not everybody's favorite dish.
I'm not a big fan of green bean casserole.
Okay, that's why you come in, Mark. We're going to get you
a
ticket and a pass to get in here.
Yeah.
All right. So when we think about all of these things, I think it's fun and it's interesting. Let's talk about a typical meal at your cookout. What's on the table, Mark?
My cookout?
At your barbecue.
Barbecues, potlucks. I mean, I tend to, again, if someone offers to bring something, I will say, sure, just tell me what you're going to bring so it doesn't get duplicated.
Now, Mark, one thing I'll say about you, Mark, and this is funny because when we had the gathering at your place, Mark is a great host. He's making who's bringing this, who's bringing this dessert, so that nobody duplicates.
No duplication. Now, if I have like at the Christmas potluck or at the Christmas party where there's literally 100 people coming, I just tell people bring a side dish or dessert, whatever you want. I don't worry about it because there's just enough people bringing different things and 100 people there. But a typical kind of cookout where I might have 10 or 15 people, I plan on supplying everything. But if someone says, hey, I'd like to bring something, I'd say, sure, bring a side dish or dessert and tell me what you're bringing so we don't duplicate. Typically,
Mark, 10 or 15 people, that's just your family eating. Like
not anymore. I'm an empty nester now, Kareem.
Okay, so when we say we having a cookout, that's there like 30 to 50 people.
Oh, okay. So that one I would probably just be more open of like, hey, could you bring a side dish or dessert? Tell me what you're going to bring, that kind of thing. The typically things that I would prepare at a cookout are what I already mentioned in terms of protein. So I'm going to provide a set of proteins. So I will, if there's kids coming, there will be hot dogs, hamburgers. And then if there's adults coming, which there will be obviously, chicken breast. I go to Lalonde's and get marinated chicken breast. Call out to Lalonde's in Midland. If you're a Midland resident, they do a great job.
Mark, you are really doing the thing. Like you're getting high quality meals. He said he's
going
to make sure we
chicken
get the
breast.
protein.
I get sausage. I'll either get typically it's a combination of sweet and then some spicy as well, sausage, because I like spicy.
Yeah.
And then I'll also potentially get hamburgers, and I'll get regular hamburgers. And they have, again, call out to Lalonde's. They have a burger called Angry Cowboy, which is a really hot hamburger, which I love.
They're not sponsors, Mark. You can
okay.
They need to be here.
They need to be sponsored.
Lalonde.
Let's get the salesman on Lalonde's over here. And then
Mark, that's a whole bunch of meat. So your protein section is on.
But it's
on
a wide variety. So I don't get like one for everybody. I'll get like, because people like different things, and so they can pick and choose. And then I do like potato salad. I like a mayonnaise-based potato salad.
Oh, okay.
But I like again at the store I shop. I won't say their name again. They have a jalapeno potato salad that I really like. And then Mary will make her baked beans, which are really good. Corn pudding.
White beans I'm with, but
White America loves. White America loves
corn pudding.
White America loves corn pudding.
White America loves almost anything corn.
Yeah.
Corn and potatoes.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it's not too big a group, I might, and then I'll typically have another vegetable. And what I typically do is get a bunch of asparagus.
Like where the food at? The richness. You got proteins. You need fats and oils.
Well, the
and
potato salad.
carbs.
Yeah. And then I'll have a vegetable. Typically, I like to do asparagus. I'll just drizzle it with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then I bake it in an oven for 20 minutes.
Mark, you are their chef. Or their cook, not their doctor.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's supposed
good
to taste good, Mark.
The typical crowd loves that menu. And then I'll provide drinks. Typically, I'll have. I'm not a big beer drinker, so I'll typically have wine. I make a good margarita.
Okay.
So I'll have margaritas, gin and tonics.
Jonathan, what you got on the table going on over there?
I'm agreeing with Mark.
With all the food that he had?
For the most part, yeah.
Oh,
Any gathering of more than 20, you're going to have 2 different people that bring cheesy potatoes. Often
Cheesy
less
potatoes.
than that.
It's like potatoes au gratin. Those are
okay.
Those are
yeah,
good.
I got you.
Yeah, they're good. I don't know.
Corn on the cob.
Corn on
we'll
the cob?
occasionally make corn on the cob instead of asparagus. If we're not doing corn pudding, we might do corn on the cob.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
you put butter and everything.
Oh
on?
yeah,
Okay,
butter.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And something that was mentioned in the run you gave was you've got the vegetable tray. Somebody brings
I
a
don't do
vegetable
that.
tray.
No, I don't like
with,
that. Yeah.
Broccoli.
I
carrots,
host a lot of
celery.
parties. At the big parties, someone does bring a vegetable tray,
Yeah.
and it's almost never consumed.
Yep,
it's
that's true.
guaranteed. Yeah, it's
But
guaranteed.
somebody always
brings.
brings it.
Well,
It's easy to
gets
think if they
consumed-
go to a store and buy a cheap vegetable. Sorry, people who do that, a cheap vegetable tray because it's easy. No one eats it.
Well, they'll eat it when you're standing, when all the food is being cleaned up and you're just sitting around doing nothing. It is that nervous eating. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue down the road of cultural competency. We're going to get you together so that you know what is culturally competent in your America. Stick, stay, don't go away. We'll be back with more United Shades of Gray.
You're listening to United Shades of Gray on WSGW.
This is Kareem. We're back with more United Shades of Gray, conversations of race in America. Today, we're talking about the great American cultural exchange. And we're
I've
doing
got a question for you.
have a
Kareem.
little fun here.
Go-
What's going
yeah.
on? Go ahead.
So if I throw a bigger party,
Yes.
typically 20, 30 to 100.
Can I do the food? Can I put on the table who's going to bring food? What we're going to have for the meals?
Can you?
I want to do the menu.
You want to do it?
I want to do Midland. Mark, listen, I want to do the
You can do that, sure.
the menu
for sure,
for your cookout.
for sure. But I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So if I have one of those parties, there is a certain percentage of guests will bring a gift as well.
Okay.
Do they do that at black parties?
Man, my dish is my gift.
No.
Now,
in
I
addition to the
understand-
gift, in addition to their gift, they'll bring like a bottle. Typically,
I am
has a
not the
bottle of
little
wine.
drummer boy. My
Yeah,
gift
yeah.
is
the
my
food.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
No, but I do understand. Okay, now this is where I always say that you got to be able to flex and be culturally sensitive. So I understand. So if I'm coming, I understand that it's customary that certain folks be bringing gifts. I get it.
Yeah.
But if I'm coming and we're coming over to eat, I am bringing a dish. I might have a case of pop or something to drink, but that is a meal. Now the other thing that is really kind of different, and you mentioned this, is that when you come to most black parties, like there's kind of two parties that take place. Like you don't bring in the cognac, the Cavassier, the beer, the malt liquor, whatever, into the main party. For those who drink, you bring it into the garage. Or you bring
really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
because you don't bring it in front of the kids.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting.
I don't
because
worry
they
about
drink it in
that.
front of the kids.
Yeah, I don't worry about that.
But those are those are two very different.
Yeah.
Those are
Well,
very
as you
different
know, at my Christmas party, I have a bartender.
right.
Set up.
Who doing that?
Yeah.
Ain't no cousin Rollo is a bartender. What are you talking about? He makes
Well,
the
when
best
there's
drink.
100 people at your party, I can't bartend for 100 people, and it's just something I do.
Mark, it
Yeah.
is like I said, the life that you live is a bit different than Jonathan and I, where the cousins and the uncles are out making everybody's favorite drinks. Okay.
All right.
But and so in our family, especially in our family, we don't drink a lot.
Yeah.
So you when we came up, we don't drink a lot. However, even if they did drink, most people take the alcohol in places where the kids are, even though they consume it in front of the
Right.
kids. But I want to get back to this conversation and we're talking about food. Let's talk about seasonings, because I have a lot of friends that say that they're gonna grill out, and the food be like, "Oh, this look good," and then I look at it real good, and I'm like, "I don't see no shadings," and I start cutting into it. I'm like, "Oh, this is cooked remarkably." But salt and pepper are beginning seasonings. That is not the ultimate. What are we cooking with, people?
Well, again, it depends on what I'm cooking. As you heard, I mean, I usually get a variety.
What are your basics? Because regardless of what you think, whatever, regardless of what you cook, there are
I like
three
spicy.
seasonings.
I
that should go
salt,
in every meal.
pepper, and then red chili pepper on stuff I want to consume.
Salt, pepper, and red chili pepper.
Red chili pepper are the standard seasonings for me.
And what else?
Behind that?
Well, it depends on what I'm cooking. It might be oregano or basil, Montreal steak seasoning on a steak potentially. I don't use a ton of seasoning, but I like spicy. So it's pepper, salt, a little bit of salt, pepper, chili pepper.
We grilling. What we cooking?
If I'm doing like steak or like high quality meat, S&P is enough for me. Salt and pepper.
Yep.
That's it. For like
most any excellent chef, that's all they use on a good steak is salt and pepper. They might put a sauce on it or something, but
for burgers, I'm putting Lawry's on it.
Yeah.
So we know what Lawry's is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we
that
just
on
don't
everything.
use it.
Well, again, if I want a seasoned burger, I'm getting my burgers at Lalonde's, and I'm getting a straight burger for people that want straight burgers, and an angry cowboy burger for those people that want spicy burgers, which is me.
Okay, so let me say this. I need, for all my friends out there who are seasonally challenged, I need you to understand this. There are 3 basic seasons that can, whatever you cook, they are most likely going to be on those things. All right. There's going to be your Lara seasoning salt. There is going to be your pepper, and there is going to be your garlic. So those 3 things, almost anything you cook, those 3 things are going to be the staples. Now we will add a pinch of salt here and there, but high blood pressure. Big Mama got
salt in it.
Big Mama got high blood pressure, so she ain't put much of the white salt in there.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have our Lawry's, we're gonna have our black pepper, and we're gonna have our garlic. Okay.
How much black pepper?
I mean, it's to taste. Not you don't look into it's to the taste.
All right.
So al dente to the taste, so that it tastes good. All right. So this is what you do. So those are the basics, right? Now, if we cook your meat, you got to have your black pepper, you got to have your Lawry's, you got to have your garlic. You might put a little bit of sugar on it just for a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of rosemary. Just kind of.
I'll put rosemary on lamb, but I'm not going to put it on a steak.
But it's all good.
Okay.
So how you do that? Now you got to do the other thing that often does not happen, which I think is important, is that you got to put a little butter on there, because butter makes everything better.
That I can agree with.
Butter makes it
everyone
better.
Loves butter.
And
it's a little bit like bacon. Everyone loves bacon.
Yeah, but but you got to have those are like basics, right? Then when you get to cooking some of these other things, you got to find out what thyme and sage are. Paprika is really.
So you're going to be the cook, the next cook that I have.
Y'all all gonna run out the house and run to the doctors. I am not your doctor. I'm your cook in that moment.
I'm a spice man, so I'll eat that. Mary's not. We'll have to have just a plain burger.
Mary's gonna be sitting there like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have high cholesterol. You will.
No, she's not worried about that. Okay, she's just worried about spice.
Let me give you an understanding. Yeah. So macaroni and cheese. Right?
I like macaroni and cheese.
Okay. I said it that way intentionally because we call it mac and cheese. Who making the macaroni and cheese? Because oftentimes what will happen in our white communities, and if you are coming white America and you're gonna make macaroni and cheese in the black community, it's not just macaroni and cheese. I know it sounds dispelling, but it's probably more butter macaroni and cheese than anything else.
So when you make Kraft,
I don't make Kraft.
Well, I do as this comfort food. I just use butter. Instead of milk, I put butter in my Kraft mac and cheese.
I'm doing that next time.
Okay. Yeah, it's really good.
Let me help you.
It makes it really creamy.
I need to help you.
Okay.
If you're gonna make a cookout certified mac and cheese, okay, and you can still get it wrong, but I'm gonna give you the basics.
Yep.
So you got to get your elbows macaroni. Y'all can try that other stuff that Bahia is stuffing up, but you got to get elbows, right?
For sure.
And then you make your pasta and you strain your pasta.
Yep.
And then you got to go from that. You got to get. Now you make a concoction. Some people do it differently, but this is the way to do it. You get your milk and you let your milk simmer on the stove.
Uh-huh.
Then you got to add 2 pounds of butter.
2 pounds of butter. Holy
moly!
How much pasta are we talking about?
I knew that was gonna get this is a nice pan, a nice family pan. 2 pounds of butter. Let that butter marinate. Then you have to
In the milk.
season
In the milk.
In the
You're
milk.
melting it in the milk.
Yeah, and you got to stir so
Yeah,
it don't
yeah,
get.
yep.
And then you have to add a little bit of seasoning. So you can put your pepper in there. I don't usually use salt because salt is the butter and the cheese.
Cheese
right?
has salt in it. Yeah.
And then what kind of cheese? Now people be using all of these Gouda this and this. Let's just be very simple. We're gonna get us some Velveeta cheese.
Oh, come on now.
And I'm telling you, this is the
Okay.
best.
All right.
Cut it in blocks so it
Okay.
melts better. Then you get you a little bit of sharper cheddar. Cut that up as well, and
Yeah.
you gotta get it in there, season it, and seasoned up a little bit, stir it. Then once you get your macaroni, which you've also buttered your macaroni
Yeah.
and salt and peppered on the macaroni, you pour that mixture
You got to
in
toss
there.
it kind of.
Yeah, stir it up.
Yep.
Then you put that in the oven. Okay,
Yeah.
that is a very basic. If you do that basic, you can make it.
You
to the
put it
cookout.
in the oven even though the macaroni is already cooked.
You got to bake it. So that's why
Oh.
you got to make sure that your noodles are not overcooked. That was
Yeah.
one thing I see my mother's out.
You
in the
got to
comments
be,
saying,
yeah,
you gotta make sure
because
you don't-
typically people actually tend to overcook their noodles.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Then you be having soft noodles.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like that.
So that's when I say macaroni and cheese, that's the base.
Okay.
I got a question, Kareem.
Yes.
How many crock pots are at the cookout?
Who?
Crock pot.
Crock pot.
You don't know what a crock pot is?
No, we
okay.
don't see those very often. But the only thing we use a crock pot for are meatballs.
Really?
Okay.
So at the barbecue, the white person picnic, there's at least 6 on the
No,
table.
What's
not
in
in
'em?
mine. Not
No?
in mine. No, not
Oh.
in
What is in
mine.
them?
Well, meatballs
All
would be a
sorts of
classic thing. Someone
meatballs.
might cook meat in it, some sort of chicken or
Yep.
beef or
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Someone might do mac and cheese in the crock pot.
That I've
Um,
not seen actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
creative.
I've seen all kinds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
where
gotta
that's where
add
the
cheese
creative
because
dishes
cheese
are.
makes it good. It ain't easy if you don't add cheesy. But anyways, so that is food. But I want to get to another topic of conversation, and this is interesting. This is interesting. So I want to talk a little bit about when we take showers and hair and what we're doing in the bathroom,
Yep.
right? Because I think that this is a very interesting thing. I talked with one of my friends, and I was like, "Hey, I needed to go get a loofah." They was like, "What do you need a loofah for?" I'm like, "A shower." He's like, "Okay, well, okay," and I'm like, "You don't use a loofah?" No,
I don't use a loofah.
So we got to talking. So there is a loofah. I have to have a loofah. Then I have to have a face towel, and then I have
take a shower.
to take a shower.
Okay.
And then my face towel is usually on the rack. But I bring me a
So
wash.
is this a Kareem thing?
I bring.
or
a-
is this
is what we do. This is how I was taught to grow.
Okay.
Then we have I have a face towel which stays on the rack. It
Yeah.
doesn't go in the shower with me.
Yeah.
But I have a wash towel that goes in the shower with me,
Okay.
along with my loofah.
Okay.
And when I shower, I'm lathering, I'm washing head to toe, get under your feet, in between your toes, shower.
Wow.
I get out, use my drying towel, and then I wash my face with my face towel.
After the shower.
Yes.
Why not wash your face?
I'm
in
going
the
to
shower?
wash my face in the shower, but you just got to just to make sure it's clean. And that's
You wash it again.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So what are we doing? What are we using
Well,
for
I mean,
products?
I don't know that this is a racial topic or not, but so I don't have a wash towel in the thing.
Someone said, no, not that subject, not
Yeah.
that topic. Go ahead.
I don't have a wash towel. I'm definitely not washing between my toes.
Why not?
I don't know. I wasn't taught that. I don't do it. Do you do that?
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. You got to wash it between everything that is a crack.
Sometimes I'm all about efficiency. So sometimes I'll just use my shampoo as my soap as well, because it's basically soap.
Yeah.
And I'll lather up. Sometimes I have a bar of soap in there. I'll use that. I actually shave in the shower because it's the best time. Your skin, it's hot in there. It's loosening your pores. It's rather than messing up your sink.
You ain't coming to a black woman's house shaving with hair follicles.
Well, look at my facial
Especially-
hair. I have hardly any facial hair.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, after 3 days, you might have a little bit of stubble, but I shave in the shower.
You just do it all in the shower.
I just do it all in the shower. No washcloth. I don't have a loofah.
Wait a minute. Why don't
No
you
washcloth?
why don't you? No washcloth?
No, I just soap on my hand. Soap up with my hands.
You need a washcloth.
I don't do
You
that.
Thank you, Jonathan.
No, I don't do that.
Bringing us in
I
from
don't
the
do that.
barbaric
I don't-
cave days.
I'd use a loofah if I had one.
I'm gonna buy you a
I
loofah.
probably shouldn't say this on radio. I'll
You
use
have-
my fingernails instead of a loofah.
Whoa.
This is why I don't be coming to your house. That's why I ain't coming to your house. But we had.
I gotta save money
today.
to rent that place in Florida. I gotta save money.
I
on a
guess.
loofah.
I guess, man. Come on, it's either the loofah or the place in Florida, right?
Exactly.
I guess we got to make some tough decisions. I'm going with the loofah. But we have a breakthrough here today for white America. I need to announce this and make sure that everybody gets this. Black America, if you're out there, it's time to throw a cookout. Because my man Jonathan over here, aka from the White Barbecue, has said that if he had a loofah, that he would use it. So it is.
You're gonna buy him. You need to buy him a loofah, Kareem.
It is my badge of honor and my duty to buy him a loofah. I'm gonna give him a loofah, but I'm also gonna give you something to wash your body with other than your hair products.
I've got soap too,
Oh,
but I've
kind of soap?
I've done just like a bar of soap.
Like old school bar soap?
Yeah.
Okay, praise God.
Yeah.
Now I might use that in the bathtub, but when I'm showering, I like to have a really good shower gel that I use in my loofah.
Okay.
And I'll use it in my loofah, and then I use my towel. See, the loofah is just to get it.
The loofah is
It's for
supposed to
scrubbing.
be remove your dead skin. Is what the loofah is for.
but it does that. So you got to do that, get the dead skin off. But
Do
then
you loofah every shower?
every single one.
Oh, wow.
You should see my skin. It's amazing.
Maybe I should get a loofah.
But then you have to take the washcloth because you got all this dead skin on the
Well,
surface.
the water will wash it
That's
off.
why you take it. You got to scrub.
No,
Now you scrub. Put some soap
Okay.
on the towel. Put it behind.
Do you
scrub,
your loofah
and you
reach your back?
scrub. Yes.
Okay.
Then you scrub your ankles and your
Okay.
toes.
Oh,
in
I'm not
between your
doing
toes
that.
and
Is
your
I'm
this
not
a
doing
legs.
racial thing?
Listen, I believe in being clean.
Okay.
And this is a very big
Yeah.
difference. And then the other thing that you all need to understand, this was funny because when I grew up, they were like, oh my gosh, you didn't wash your hair. Black folks don't wash their hair every time they
I
get in the
wash
shower.
my hair every day. Otherwise, it
Every-
gets greasy.
Right.
I don't like that.
We don't have that issue. So
Yeah.
we add moisturizer to our hair.
Mary doesn't wash her hair every day either.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. So we
It's
don't.
not supposed to be good for your hair, actually, but I do.
Well, they say taking a shower every day is not
Not
supposed to be
good,
good for
yeah.
you either, but I guess
I don't want to be Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. So
I'm not sure what that means, and I'm scared to
there was
ask.
a big controversy that they weren't showering for weeks at a time or something like that. Anyway,
Let me ask this question. Okay, so we have some protocols in the family, right?
okay.
And in this, one of the things as I was talking about the customs. So when you come into a black church, and do you take your hat off when you go into a church?
I never
Yeah.
wear a hat.
You don't wear hats.
No,
Mark.
but you're supposed to take your hat off when you go on.
you
a
got
trip.
that. You too.
I would take my hat off when I go in a building if
Okay.
I'm wearing a hat.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was what
Any
we
building.
used to do when we were kids growing up. Now we say not so
Yep.
much, right? But when you come into a room, now this is black protocol. If we're coming to a family gathering or whatever it is, we can just be going to grandma's house, right? You got to go in there. How you doing, grandma? Hey, Uncle Brian. Hey, Aunt Stacy. What's up, cuz? And you have to, you're dressing.
Address
and you go around
everybody.
and hug and
Yeah.
kiss the entire. Is that what you do?
It depends on how many
standard.
people are there.
You don't come into a room and not speak to everybody.
It just depends on how many people are in that room. If it's just you're like your grandparents or 4, you would address everybody. But if there's 30 people in the room, you probably wouldn't address everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, they would be like, oh, they acting funny now.
If it's more than 2 people, it's hey everybody, happy
Yeah,
Easter,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Whenever
whatever
my
the
family
occasion
gets
is.
together, it's always more than 2 people. But if there's 35 people in the room, you're like, hey,
It's like a
cuz,
greeting
hey,
line.
cuz, hey,
It's
cuz.
it's
what's
a greeting
up?
line at a reception or something then.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, and so you go around and you're hugging and you're leaving and you're giving the dap and you give that, No?
No.
No?
No.
Okay,
No.
so how do you leave after the end of a function?
Well, I get yelled at because I just try to disappear, but Mary doesn't like when I do that. So typically you're supposed to say goodbye to the host. Thank the host for having you.
Just the host.
Just the host.
Okay.
Yep.
You too?
Yeah, it's all right. If it's a group thing, like a family thing, it's all right. We're gonna head out.
Yeah,
Bye,
bye,
everybody.
everybody.
And that's when we'll do individual goodbyes to everybody sometimes. But if it's like a friends and family gathering, then yeah, say goodbye to the host and leave.
We address everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone
Now,
gets
like
addressed.
if I have a cookout, I will typically, as people leave, I will walk them to the door and thank them for
You do
coming.
that. You
I
do
do
that.
that. Yeah.
because you're the host.
I'm the host.
But if you're not the host, when you leave, the way you came in is the way you leave. So when they come in, hey grandma, hey big mama, hey cuz, what's up, aunt? And so we use those titles too.
Yeah.
Aunt Elaine, Aunt Pat, Aunt Jerry, Aunt Stacy, Uncle Brian, Uncle. So we put those handles on everything.
Okay.
And the way that you leave is the way you came in. So you got to hug everybody, grandma. Everybody got to get a hug as you leave out, even your cousins. So we were taught your cousins, and in the black community, that's another thing too. I didn't know for a long time that white people had cousins.
Because they don't say cousin.
Don't say cousin.
Cousin Bob.
They don't talk about
No,
them.
it's, no. Well, I didn't grow up around family, so I'm probably a weird case. But when I interacted with my cousins, I didn't call them cousin Jim or cousin
No,
Mike. I just
cousin
said, hey, Mike,
Jim, we're gonna go out there and we gonna. But it's like, yo, what's up, cuz?
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
Y'all don't do that.
No, it's first names.
Jonathan has cousins. I found that out.
Yeah.
He said, me and my cousin. I was surprised because all of my life growing up, white people never talked about their cousins.
I have cousins. I don't think I've seen them in 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
The role that my cousins played in my life were like brothers and sisters. So cousins were like brothers and sisters, and that was those. And so we didn't have a ton of hope.
Yeah. Well, I didn't live near our family,
right. That's
and so it's a different situation. I think my dad, and he grew up in a very traditional blue collar Irish family in Connecticut. And there for sure, they saw each other a lot, and they were very close to each other and things like that. Yeah.
Jonathan, now you was out there in the country, up in Standish or wherever in between out there in the woods. Y'all tend to have more familiar bonds the way that we do, because your cousin Jeb and your cousin Jethro and cousin Mary.
That's not quite accurate. I didn't grow up in Standish. I actually live closer now to my cousins than I did when I was in Standish.
So
where did you grow up?
What role did cousins play in your family?
I moved around a lot growing up, but generally speaking, like just after moving, it's at family gatherings we see them, and then like first cousins, like my aunt and uncle's kids, we'll see them a couple times a year maybe.
But you didn't hang with them as like friends.
Yeah, no.
Were they the same age as you, kind of, or
a life without cousins is without color? I mean, come on. You know, it is so crazy because most of my life experience, the really funny things, I do have those friends, but it was with those cousins because they are such an essential part of the Black family. And that was the other thing. So, like in white America, I would have to caution our Black folks coming in or white folks coming in that when you come into a Black space, like most people think, oh, that's just your cousin, but your cousins are like brothers and sisters. Your aunts and uncles are like additional parents. Yeah. And those familial bonds are so important and so strong that it is just a part, like they are family. And so you don't really dissect family after that. So it's interesting. I'm glad Jonathan has cousins. Jonathan, give me some 5. You got the cousin experience. Now you got to go out and just hang out with your cousins when it's not a cookout or not a holiday. Like, yo, let's get together. Now, the other thing, what are you doing at this barbecue? Let's culturally, what would white America, what would Black America, coming into your place, what would we be doing at this cookout? We only got a minute and a half. So it's got to be
talking. Quick. I mean, you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Sports is a very common topic. I think sports.
There's a game on the radio or on the TV.
Yeah, or what's going on with the season of the team for that season. It's very kind of innocuous. I think people tend to not try to talk about politics. They tend to not try to talk about religion. It's a disaster when you do. Usually, I've seen that happen.
Okay, and that's
try to
so
keep
you
it,
eat and then you just
sit around, talk. There might be some games out there.
What kind
kids.
of games? Let's talk about games.
Football. People throwing the football around. With kids, like when I was growing up, wiffle ball was a favorite thing to do. I have cornhole because it's kind of popular. I also have a kind of a cam jam, which is a frisbee game. And then because I'm all into vintage thing, I actually got a set of jarts.
All right, so this is what I'm going to tell all of my white friends out there in white America. If you really want to know how it goes down at the cookout, what we doing, you got to go. And I'm going to give y'all some homework. I want you to go and listen to Will Smith, Summertime. It's a song. You listen to the song, you will be cookout ready because it talks about us jumping through the water hose. We're going to open up the fire hydrant, play in the water. We're going to be double dutching. We're cooking. You got to get a good game of spades. It is not a cookout if you don't have spades. The music is out there. Got to get a hustle. It has been a great pleasure of mine today. You all have an amazing weekend. Until next week, God bless you. Grace and peace.